Yeah, y'all know what it is. It's TK the Poet. You already know, so you ain't got to quote it. If I spoke it, you already know what that means. Y'all wrote it. Yeah, we're going live today. Hey, we haven't been live on my Facebook. Well, my wife, she been blogging about her Beautifully Us. Go check that platform out. It's on Facebook, one in one of the group pages, Beautifully Us. Be you fully. If you don't, fuck you, as my wife say. But shout out to my beautiful wife, beautifully Nana. Shout out to her. I hope she gets well. But yeah, let me go ahead and hit you with a little something. We back to business, y'all. So we back to business. Yeah, let me hit the intro play for a second. Yeah, we got a new intro coming in. Yeah, yeah. To speak my truth, man. It's not a diss song. Yeah, let me turn this up one time. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. At all. People. Nah. That was a little bit. So I'm gonna cut it right there. Hit the top mode on my music mode. Okay, music mode. But we have sound and everything. But yeah, we are here. Shout out to everyone that's gonna be entertained tonight. This is the segment of the mix. We come here. We got a couple of topics to talk about. I'm waiting for my people to come in and join in, but give you a few things that was going on with, especially got to give a shout out to Portrait Life, shout out to my team. We here, we lit, we here to stay. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere, we here. So yeah, we have our merch coming out. We have a couple shirts, couple themes on the shirts. Go come out and support. They $25. A shirt. I know, it's good quality. Support the brand. Portrait Life. This is the only place you can get your portrait merch at. Hey, if it ain't Portrait Life, then it ain't portrait. Hey, we are the NBA of portrait. We are here. So yeah, when that drops soon, yeah, we gonna be having that merch. So go and support. Portrait Life. You know, if y'all would just want to donate to the cause, it's Cash App, money sign TK the Poet. It's right in front of you. It's just put the money sign in front of that, and boom, you got. I might well go ahead and help y'all out. Let me go ahead and change that for it can probably help y'all out a little bit. See if I can change that. Hold on, let's see. Oh, there we go. Boom, there you go. Money sign TK the Poet. Hit the cash app. If you want to support Portrait Life, hey, you're supporting a great cause. We have a team full of dope poets. And hold on, let me okay, this is what I have to do. Let me go down the line of my poets that we have on the team. First of all, let me give the shout out to the champion of Portrait Life. You know, yeah, we got to give the shout out to the champion of Porch Life, Finn the Human. Finney is white. He is the champion of Porch Life, and he's represented. He won the tournament. It's his second year winning the championship. So shout out to the champion. He's on Porch Life, and we have the Don, the Don, and we have Eric Curry. You had Nikki Royale. We have Justin Person, and we have Exclusive. So shout out to my team, and plus they have the one and only TK the Poet. So we here. So check us out. We have a lot going on, and we will be popping up and crashing the party. Hey, we have a team full of spitters over here. We write. So we have different styles. So when we do pop out, just represent Portrait Life. We are here. We are here to stay. So So by the time I'm waiting for while people to get in, I may be going ahead and grace y'all. I guess with some poetry. Let's see. Let's see what I can give to y'all today. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hmm. Let's go with. What poem could I give y'all today? Let's go with back. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. We back. Had a internet difficulties, but yeah, we're here. We go ahead and pop in one time. We got exclusive. We have Finn. We had the did it done. We're gonna pop in one time. We here, we here, we here.
What to do?
What's going on? What's going on with y'all?
Hey, Ben. Hey, Queen Dawn.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hey.
we
Dang,
got a
hold
little
on. This
difficulties, sorry to have y'all with
you know
us,
what?
you
Hold
know,
on one second.
but, we fixed the problem. We here. Shout
Damn.
out to the champion of Portrait Life. Much respect off to the champion, Queenie is white, being the human. What is your slogan?
I'm not your hero. I'm not your villain. It's just me, being the human.
Being the human, yeah. And we got exclusive in the building. Shout out to exclusive. And y'all know who we got. We have the Don. Shout out to the Don.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, I testing out this mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Step the podcast game up. Yeah,
Yeah.
elevation.
Yeah.
Hey man, I send a link out to your dad and see if he want to join the
Today?
live.
You did that
Yeah.
today? Oh, he's watching the game. He up
Oh.
here. We gonna cook spaghetti.
Oh, look.
It's like, yeah.
Mm,
I just everybody was getting their cook game on today.
Right.
look.
Right.
Finn, what's going on with you? How was your day today, Finn?
Man, low key, low key. I ain't do nothing, and it was everything I thought it could be.
Mm.
Okay. So we have two women here and we have two men. I have a discussion to some
Uh,
topics to talk about. This
Don got
hey
me.
we
I
have to
got
get
you.
these people entertained.
Got you.
But these some real live questions that people need to see what your opinion on and how you feel about each topic. But before that, I want to give y'all a little shout out about yourself. Tell the people who y'all are and what you do. We're gonna start with Finn the human champion.
Oh man, I'm just being the human, man. I just be doing my human stuff. That's it. Nothing special.
Okay. Okay, we got exclusive. Go ahead and give people a little bit about you.
What's going on, everybody? I'm exclusive. I always say I keep it 100 because anything less is somebody else.
Mm.
Make sure y'all here for Poetry After Dark. Sync
Mm.
Yeah.
5-5. Let's get into it.
Let's go. We start going and
Yeah.
promoting that poetry after dark. It's
Right.
gonna get explicit and exclusive.
And
Yeah.
who
We already know. And we already know.
spray your own
and
egg.
we
See? Just don't bring your
facts.
trash and your trifling. Don't bring your trifling, but
Mm.
bring your
Mm,
sexy.
most definitely. And we have the did it done. Go ahead and spill your
Eh.
spiel, man.
Yeah, so it's the dawn, like the morning sun. I am the owner of Awakening 222. I'm starting on my merch right now. So I have hoodies. I did make this shirt today. Sun
And
Mm,
gazer, moon gazer. So yeah,
mm.
I'm selling shirts, selling all kind of different stuff, and basically for holistic health. So that is the brand. Follow me on Instagram at Adonis at with three S's. And then my Facebook is Adonis Wilburn. So yeah.
Okay. Shout out to all the platforms that we have on here. But
Hmm.
this discussion. Well, this is one of the discussion I had on Twitter. I'll be on Twitter Spaces. Go ahead and check me out. TK the Poet on Twitter. Blue Check Shorty. What I do. What I do.
Blue
Hey,
check.
hey,
Let's get it.
this is one of the topics that
You
we
can have it
had,
too. It's
and
$8.
That is true.
no, don't
Now
be a
they
hater.
giving the blue check
Don't
to
be
everybody.
don't be a hater fan because you're not a blue check man. You know what I'm saying? And for the record, let the record reflect. I have not paid $8 a month for my blue check.
He said, "I
Just
got the
to let that
followers."
look, just to let y'all know, I haven't did that. So let the record reflect. But this is one of the topics that they had on Twitter on one of the Twitter Spaces. So they were saying for women, also for men as well, in a relationship, what is the time limit that you allow your mate to discipline your child?
And we both made the child.
No, no. This is someone
Oh,
separate. This is someone separate.
okay.
This child is not their biological parent, but he's like the stepdad or the step parent, stepmom, whatever. So, what time frame do you allow them to give them to the opportunity to discipline your child or correct your child?
I'm gonna let y'all go first. I don't have children.
I don't have children either, but I have a common sense thing, and that's just if y'all are living together, uh, discipline goes with that. I mean, if it's going to be that other person's space, man or woman, there has to be boundaries, and the adult gets to kind of set the boundaries. Now, what kind of discipline it is goes to the
Mm,
biological parent. So I would say probably no hitting, but I mean, if it's a timeout or if it's a mind your manners, be respectful type thing, then it should be immediate.
okay. How you feel about that, exclusive? Since you know you have children.
I kind of agree in the direction that Finn is going. I think that at the point that you decide to be in a relationship, um, if on that level where you're going to introduce your child to an individual, you guys first need to have a discussion about your definition of discipline.
Mm,
Mm,
And I believe that you need to divide the responsibilities or give the responsibilities to that other party. You can make them right. You can make them stand in the corner, things of that nature, but don't put your hands on them. I think that would be something that would be best for me and the absent parent, depending on if he or she is a cooperative co-parent or
mm,
absent parent. Um, because it does affect your children in the long run.
mm,
So it's definitely something that you guys need to discuss upon entering into that level of let me introduce you to the kid.
And I
mm,
will say,
okay.
a household without structure and discipline is a bad environment for children to. So
Mhm.
if you do not allow your partner to have structure and discipline, and I'm not talking about hitting, but I'm just talking about
Mhm.
uh, like structure and stick to it, your kids are not going to have the respect that I think that they normally would get in that environment. So,
Okay,
mm,
okay. So let me throw a little monkey wrench in there. Let's say, well, it's two ways to look at this. Let's go with the first one that came to my mind. So what about if you have an active father, like the father is active,
mm,
and he's telling you, I don't want him to discipline my kid or anything like that. How would that make you feel? Let's go towards ladies first. Like you say, exclusive. Say your child father had came to you like, he's very active. You're like, look, I don't want your man to discipline or say anything to my kids. How would you address that?
First and foremost, I would hope that I would be with a man who could be man enough to have a discussion with my children's father. Uh,
Okay,
I think
okay.
I'll be able to sit down as adults and have that conversation.
mm,
Because if there's a disconnect where only me and the father can talk, or I feel like the father and I can't talk, or there's side conversation that then creates my other person or his other person as an enemy, it's not going to flow anyway. I think back to say like Will and Jada Pinkett and
Hmm.
their extra child or his
Hmm.
first child that they help co-parent, but as you can see, they get along with the mom, or the mom is still very active, still very involved. So I think that that really depends on the weight that the three of you can come together and say, hey, I trust you to be in my child's life. So whatever we decide, I think that we can follow through with that. It's when you bring someone in and they almost feel like the absent parent may feel like they're canceled out or they're being overlooked or they're not being considered as a parent or they're not being replaced, for lack of a better term, as a parent, where confusion and disruption starts to cultivate.
mhm,
Okay. So
mhm.
the Don, I got a question for you. So have you ever been in a relationship where you was like stepped into like the step parent role, or the dude that you had a child?
No, well, I had a relationship where he had a younger sister, and then I actually ended up playing like like kind of like a big sister role in a way for her, but or just a woman figure for her. So I stepped into that just naturally,
Hmm.
because I just saw like, hey, I knew that I had some type of influence on her in a positive way. So I was like, hey, it was a conversation I had with him, and even her mother, was just like, hey, could I step in this type of way to help
Hmm.
out? And they were like, oh, green light. you good. Like, yeah, she can listen to you and you can make her do the dishes. Like, yeah, go get that. And so
Yeah.
it was like literally organic. And then I never had to put my hands on anything ever in life, or never had the
Okay.
thought to. It was just more so like, hey, this is what's going to start happening now. And this is the dynamic. And these are things that are expected of you. And so I just was able to organically get into that role. And it worked well. It still works.
Okay. Phineas, Phineas, what about you? Have you ever been in a situation where you played like the step parent?
Yeah, man, I was there at the girl I was talking to. I was there when she gave birth, and I was there for the first 5 years. And
Mm,
she decided she wanted to make it worth with the baby daddy. So
mm,
baby for 5 years, and then got cut out of it.
mm.
Mm, I understand.
So, if now I respect if you don't want to dive too deep into that, but I have to ask a question. It's upon you if you want to answer or not. So, like going through that process, how did that make you feel? Like, you've been there for 5 years, and she just started like, well, I want to try to work it out with the child father. What position did they put you in, or what state of mind was you in?
I was like losing a kid. It was like losing a kid.
Mm,
Mm,
It was young enough for the child not to have any substantial memories of me,
mm,
enough of time for me to have substantial memories of her, you know.
oh,
mm.
mm,
Most definitely, most definitely. So this is like the second part of my question, and I want to leave with exclusive. This child father is not involved. He's not involved like let's say not that much. He see the kids every now and then, but he really don't do nothing. He's not involved. You think he have any say so about the person that you're dating or in relationship? Let's say this is someone that y'all looking to get married. Y'all already engaged and stuff like that. Y'all have a really good foundation. Do you think he has any room to step in and say, "Look, I don't want this man disciplining my child," when your fiance he been there a lot longer in the kid's life than the actually father?
Can I ask a qualifying question real quick though?
Yeah, go ahead.
What would be your definition of discipline in this scenario?
My discipline is just getting the kid in line. I don't Me personally, I don't think physically harming a child works because I've been like my parents did that to me. You know what I'm saying? I really felt like that really didn't, was no big factor. And I come to realize more communicating, talking, and making sure they get an understanding. Because these kids are smart these days. These kids are not dumb.
mm,
So as far as beating them because they don't understand, no, they understand. You just need to talk to them. So
mm,
physical punishment, I don't feel like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm for it's like get them in line, correcting them,
mm,
or make like I do like my do my kids. I make them do push-ups. I make them do exercise and stuff like that.
mm. Work them out.
Now, what my question is, when you say not involved, do you mean the other parent is completely absent, or the parent only talks to the mom? And in what ratio is that divvied out?
Well, let me say, well, the involvement level is extremely low.
Look.
Okay.
No,
So
let's say,
whomever. So say
mm,
if it's the mother. I
mm,
feel like the mother and the mother and it's I feel like the responsibility lies on the mother to
mm,
communicate that with the father because they are the first two.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
if that father can't respect the move along of the relationship between the mother and the new individual, then I feel like that in itself is going to create a bit of brokenness. But I do feel as though anybody that's involved in my child's life, whether I get along with the father or not, I want to know because that's in my child's life. That's someone who's going to establish foundations. That's going to add building blocks to their growth and to who they reproduce as grown individuals. Um, I don't see that would work outside of that. Not in a healthy way anyway. But I do feel like whomever is the biological parents, it's their responsibility, still within the respect of the new person. So, not having private conversations with them, not having sidebar conversations with them, but at least allowing the other person to ear hustle and to
Mm,
give their opinion or to be involved. It's a must to
mm-hmm.
establish that um healthiness within the going forward in that relationship, because other than that you're going to have baby mama and baby daddy drama.
Right, right.
Mm.
So, Finn, so we're talking about baby mama drama. Finn, have you ever encountered baby daddy drama?
Yeah, of course. Uh, and it's usually more of not usually in my experience doesn't have anything to do with the kids. It usually has
Mm,
man and wanting the woman or the woman wanting the man, and so it's usually a sexual dynamic that has nothing to do with the children. They're just used the children as leverage.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
uh, so like if it was about the children, it would be about, like I said, the structure and learning and teaching and having a healthy strong household together. So like if I was to get into a relationship with a single mother and her baby father said I can't talk to their kids but we live together, I'm probably not going to be in that relationship very long
right.
because strip me of my authority in my own house. And so what benefit do I have of coming home and not being able to even interact with those that live with me and I'm taking care of? I
Mm,
mean, it makes zero sense to me when I can just go find somebody that's doesn't have that issue. So
mm,
that would be something that you got to get that under control. Now, mind you, and I'm like you said, TK, I'm not with physical discipline. I was physically disciplined, and yeah, I think it just introduces violence.
mm,
I think it does anything to actually teach you anything, but to be violent. So
mm.
Mm. Mm.
So, Don, I got a question for you. Have you ever had any step parents?
Yeah, well, not officially, but we called them that. Yeah.
Okay, so grown up in that environment, how did that make you feel?
It wasn't
Like having a
bad.
step parent?
It wasn't bad at all. I mean, it was like it was a welcoming thing. We all just had a conversation because my mom was seeing a guy, regularly. Like this is a guy we're gonna see all the time. So it was like, how y'all feel about this? Oh, we feel this way. Okay, cool. How y'all feel about this? And it was more so conversations that were had, and then it was kind of smooth. We actually didn't have that many problems with the stepdad thing. It was smooth.
Okay. So, what was your expectations of him? Hold
Oh
on,
yeah,
we
he had
got
the okay.
hold on, we got one more person coming up. Mr. Eric Curry
A
coming to the
Yeah.
building. He coming to join the party.
dude,
Hey, what's going on? We was talking about catch you up and get back to the Don real quick. We're talking about in relationship, how long does it take for your significant other to discipline your child that's not the biological parent of the child? So we can't
Eric,
hear you. Oh,
I
there you
think
go. Yeah, we can't hear you.
yeah, I still can't hear.
Yeah, you probably have to go out and come back in.
or drive safely instead
Yeah,
of
yeah, let's do that because I think two hands is off the wheel. Currently, two hands are off the wheel.
Hey,
I
and
don't know. I don't know if
be
the
annoying.
car is going.
It looked like it's going. He driving with his legs at this point.
No, we just can't hear you. We can see you. We just can't hear you. So you probably have to go out and come back in.
Dude was driving
So
no hands.
so let's get back to you. Hey, look, sometimes I can drive with my knees.
No,
I
that's what
can,
I seen that before. Yeah, I get you. Totally get you.
So back on you. So what was your expectation of your step parent?
Oh yeah, he could not mess up. We were young. We were just even if we weren't young, you got the expectation like you got to come in here. You got to treat my mom right. You need to you can't be all up on us like that. Like well, discipline is fine, but obviously it's just like if you overdoing it, we're gonna get on that too. It's like you can't mess up. we're looking at your every move, and are you nice? Are you respectful? Are you like the fig the, oh um but just are you just a stand-up person? Are you genuine? Do we mesh well together? Or do our personalities, where our personalities clash? Things like that. Like we were just like kind of on it. And then when we seen like, okay, this works, then it was like, okay, guards are down. We can have fun now. We can go out to eat and do these things and stuff like that. So it was like that. But he couldn't mess up because we gonna tell my
Okay,
mama.
so was there? Did you see any conflict between your step parent or real dad? Was there any conflict in
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Because he can't mess up. Like we own
Right.
that. We got you around his kids, and he loves his kids. So it's like I'm watching your every move. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
it was just more so. I don't know. I can't just say like a male thing or anything like that, like a father thing. But it's just more so like he's protective of his kids. He's trying to make sure that his kids get the best out of this situation. So,
Okay.
yeah, it was gonna be a clash if they had some disagreements
Okay.
for
So
sure.
another question for you. I got a couple questions for the did it done. So your step parent did he ever punish y'all or put
No,
y'all on
he
punishment or
didn't.
anything
He
like
left
that?
that to my mom because he was like
Okay.
he didn't want to do that. He just didn't want to get in between that. But he didn't really have problems with us, so we were good kids. He didn't really have to have that many times where we're like, okay, let me discipline this person. It was more so like we gave him his respect, he gave us our respect, and if it was something like as far as like really like at school, like somebody getting in trouble at school, he didn't have to get into that because my mom was already on that. So he kind of left
Mm,
it to her, just because
o-
he just like I got kids too. I wouldn't want nobody doing this, so he was just like I didn't want to get in there.
okay, okay. So Phineas, like, okay, did you ever have a man to man conversation with the young lady that you was dating with? Like, did you talk to our baby father?
Nah, he was in prison.
Oh, he was in prison, so he wasn't around.
Nah, he wasn't around at all.
So okay, okay, let's steer into that. That's a good turning lane. So
Mhm.
for a person that's not involved in a kid's life and for you to be there, did you feel like you had to set the standards and discipline since no other male figure was there?
I mean, I didn't really have to discipline. She was a real good kid.
Mm.
Um, she listened to me. Like, I mean, we had more fun than anything. So
But I mean, you had to set a certain standards, for them to.
if she was acting a fool or running, like about to run into the street, and would say, no, don't do that. And then she'd
Mhm.
stop. So, I mean, it wasn't like I said, it wasn't any discipline really. It was like teaching moments. Sometimes there was
Okay,
a stern voice involved, but for the most part, it was patience and compassion.
Mm.
okay, okay, okay. So, exclusive, circling back on you. So, when you was in a relationship, um, how far did you let your spouse go with disciplining your kid? What was
He
the limits?
he did not. I was remarried, so
Hmm.
may he rest in peace wherever he is. But at the time, that was left to me. Um, so he whenever he would get to a place where he felt like he would transition over into I'm frustrated or I'm angry, he would come to me and allow me to do that. Especially because I had three daughters.
Mm,
Mm.
So that may even have changed the dynamics in some bit because they were three females, three girls.
hmm.
I don't know if it would have gone that way if it was a son. I assume so, but I don't know. So that was pretty much left to me. Fortunately, there, like Finn said, there wasn't really a lot that I had to force because my daughters made the decision on who he was based off of what they knew of my relationship with their father and what they saw differently. My first marriage was Ike and Tina. So
Mm,
by the time we came around to the second, then they were very watchful, like Don said, very watchful, very side eye, very let me see how this is before they started to let their guard down.
Mm-hmm.
However, equally, when things were not uh, the reality for which we thought it was, they were equally torn because they did invest in the hope that he was somebody that they could be relieved from. Okay, mom's not hollering, there's no fisticuffs going on. We can relax, everything seems cool. I now have children who have children, so my grandchildren are now introduced to this man. Some of them knew him before they even knew their biological grandfather. So it was equally a blow to them. When he hurt me, he hurt us, because they started to set those expectations according to what was visually pleasant or visually changed. Um, so yeah, it in itself had its own dynamics, but the ultimate discipline was left to me.
Mm,
Okay. We
mm.
have a comment by Deshaun Martin. He said if they have an active parent in their life, there's no need to discipline someone's kids.
They don't need to.
Yeah, he said if
If they
they
have,
have an active parent in their life, there's no need to discipline someone else's kids. Do
What
y'all
I
agree
mean,
with that?
it depends on what he means. Like I said,
Yeah.
if I'm in a house with a woman who has kids, um, and I mean this is my house. I'm paying the bills here. I have a say in what happens. I have a say, and you cannot break stuff. You cannot do this. You need to be respectful. You can't hit your mom. You can't yell at your mom. I mean, there's gonna be things that are said.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
absolutely.
Agreed.
you're
So
gonna do your part. You're gonna clean your room. You're gonna wash the dishes. I mean,
Right. That's
yeah,
true. That's true.
there's gonna be, and if you don't do it, there are gonna be consequences. If it takes you away, whatever it has to be, there is gonna be structure.
Mhm.
Right. That's true.
so hold on, let me send these invites real quick. I have a couple people said they want to come up and join in this conversation. So let me go and send out a little
Hey, can y'all hear
invitation.
me?
Yeah,
What's
we
up,
can
man?
hear you. So
Oh
Eric,
yeah.
have you been listening in, or do I
Oh
need to
yeah, I've
catch
been
you up?
listening in.
So what do you think?
So I am I'm divorced, and I've been divorced for about 2 years now, and my ex is with somebody, and I'm with somebody, and I have no problem with someone else telling my kids that what they're doing is wrong and
Mhm.
correcting
Okay.
We lost you.
malicious intent. Girls, which are 7 and 5, will be making the same energy. Uh, and I don't put my hands on my daughters. So I refuse
Hmm.
to allow another man to do it. So that's where I draw the line. You can talk to them, but putting your hands on them, that's where some furniture moving is about to take place. I don't do that.
Okay. Okay.
But
But you know what? I think in general that it's hard for men to discipline their girls, period. Even if they
Yeah.
biological or not biological. Even if I had a biological daughter, it would be hard for me to punish her because I'm like, man, baby girl, just straighten up, get your act
yeah,
together. I couldn't be too hard on her like I'd be a boy because boys, I feel like they need that. They need that, their toughness, their hardness to them, stuff like that. So, girls and boys are a little bit different.
yeah, I
Mhm.
think girls need to respect their father, and they need to
Mm,
see a man that's consistent and honors his word, and then they'll listen to you. It's hard for girls to respect a man when you're inconsistent, you don't keep up with the things that you say you're going to do for them, and you're not there. And when you're not there and all those elements come into play, it's really hard for you to manage them. I can discipline my daughters because they respect me, and all I have to do is talk to them. I don't have to put
mm,
my hands on them.
right,
Now, if I had a boy, it may be different, but they're two girls, so I deal with them differently because I'm heavy-handed. I can't put my hands on my girls. They
right.
they would hurt too bad, and I wouldn't do that. So I found different ways to gather their attention and their focus, so that they listen to me and do exactly what I need them to do. So I
The
love
biggest
on my babies, and I love them more than anything. So I refuse to be in a situation to where if I'm taking care of someone else's kids, because I'm in that situation as well. The woman that I'm with has a son, and I'm gonna treat him just like I treat my kids, and I'm gonna love on him, and I'm gonna respect that I'm not that young man's father, so I wouldn't put my hands on him either. And I wouldn't do that without having a clear understanding with his father, with how he wants his son to be disciplined. And I think that as a man, you have to respect another man's kids and the fact that he's in his life, and you don't cross any lines or boundaries of going too far. And I think that
Okay.
that
I
yeah,
have a rebuttal with that, but I'm gonna bring up Deshaun Martin real quick.
yeah.
He was in the comments. He asked me to bring him up, so I'm gonna bring him up real quick.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hey,
Hello.
what's going on? What's going on?
Chilling, chilling. Nah, but like
So
I'm listening.
go ahead, go ahead.
Nah, like as Eric was saying, like as far as putting your hands on the child, yeah, I don't agree with that. Like you gotta talk with the other parent, especially if he's active. Now, if it's as far as hey, go stand in the corner, do some push-ups, stuff like that. Yeah, no, that's okay, that's cool. But as far as putting your hands on another person's child, especially if they're active, that can turn into a bad situation,
Okay.
especially depending on how the father is. Like, yeah, okay, this baby staying with you or whatever as far as that, but nah, I feel like
Oh, then we're in the same boat. I'm not saying I'll put my hands on somebody. I'm saying I'm against that.
yeah, no, that's what I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with
Okay,
you. Like
got you.
everything you
Okay.
said, I agree with you. Like, yeah, check with the other parent, mother, father, anybody. Check with the other parent because at the same time, you putting your hands on somebody else's kids, even though you're with the mother or you're with the father, that can go left in many situations.
Not even
Many
just
situations.
not just leading the other parent, but I mean it's better to lead by gaining the respect that are following you rather than leading by
Nah, like, nah, like,
if you just doing it to get fear, you're gonna have a bad reaction. So if you
Right.
get respect, they're gonna be willing to listen to you. They're gonna want to do things.
but at the same time, you still got to check with that other parent before you just discipline somebody else's kids.
I think what all of us on this panel here are against hitting kids. I don't
Right.
think
Yeah,
anybody.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
nobody
As
here
far
would
as
be.
hitting the kids, yes, but
So okay, I
You
got a
know,
question. Since we have a party now, when it's six or more, it's a party.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so
Uh,
what about if the child's father is not active at all? You
well
step
then, yeah,
in,
he need that male structure, but then again, you only can go so far.
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah,
You only can go so far.
agreed.
So okay, how do y'all feel about the relationships between the father and the mother? How you think that relationship should be?
Sacred. It has
Like, what do you mean by that?
Because like sometimes you have some people feel like, oh, you being too friendly to your baby daddy, or you being too friendly with your baby mama. While y'all on the phone, he high and giggling and all the other stuff. Why you tell them, do you think there's any jealousy when it comes to your partner, when your relationship you have with your child father?
definitely, definitely. If
I,
you're
oh,
if
I mean
you're
that's where like I don't know. It depends on the relationship you have between your partner. You get what I'm saying? If you got some insecurity issues, that'll never work.
it's about
But if you
respect.
trust her, you
It's
you
about
know.
it's about
Okay,
respect.
Finn's on you.
If you're with somebody that's a mother and has children with somebody else, and she's going out spending time alone with that man, that's a problem.
They watch that 2 shots per hour.
If
She just
if your if
yes,
your
2 shots.
significant other is on the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning for 2 hours with the baby father, then that's an issue. It's about respect. It's about being respectful in your relationship.
Okay,
Not
exclusive. What you think?
I agree. I think that the relationship gets too familiar. However, I can admit that I have keyed and ha a little past, but it was because I was trying to keep the peace. So that kiki and ha ha was literally pacifying the other parent at the time, because of
Okay.
the fact that I didn't want the drama brought to me. However, comma, as I grew older and my children grew older to where I no longer had to pretend like their dad was a good guy and they were starting to establish who he was or who he was not for themselves, I was
Mhm.
able to withdraw my involvement because, like it was said earlier, a lot of the times kids get used as game pieces,
Mm.
unfortunately. And so then now you're playing and dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight, for lack of a better term, trying to keep things balanced because you don't want the conflict. However,
Mhm.
I feel like if you have a strong, structured man in your life, he doesn't mind saying, hey, I'll take care of this so that you don't have to put yourself in a compromising position in order to deal with this individual. But even that has its fine line because of the fact that there is that sexual sensitivity between you and the father. He's always going to feel like, because men are territorial, they are hunters by nature, my opinion. um
Mhm.
and somewhat factual, but they are always going to feel like, hey, I've picked that tree, it's mine. I licked it, it's mine. You brought
Mhm.
it by, you feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
you as a female a lot of times get thrown in the middle where it's like, oh well, that's my, it's almost like you and the kids become territory. And
Okay.
those are the spaces that you have to create those boundaries in, and it is not easy. And you absolutely have to be in a relationship with someone who's mature enough to understand that and will support you and will secure you even in that transition.
Okay, Eric. How do you feel about the relationship between your spouse's child parent?
I'm in a place in my life where I don't surround myself with fake people, and I don't
Mm.
surround myself and I don't associate myself with people who aren't real. And unfortunately, my ex is one of those people. So I deal with her with a really long pole, and I deal with her only as it pertains to me and my daughters. So outside of that, our communication is very, very limited, and we have a very structured communication for which it's simply just about our kids. I don't have that situation where Kiki and haha with my ex. I have nothing against her. I wish her well with her life. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk bad about her. But I'm just going to
Right.
say that uh, uh, I don't believe that she's the type of person you need to be kicking and hiding around with. So I don't. So to allude to something that exclusive says, sometimes you have to, not allow the conflict to kind of bleed down with the kids. But my kids are really smart, and I don't ever speak bad about their mother in front of them, but they know that there's something going on with them. They know and they see everything. So I don't try to cover up nothing. So if they find out and they see something and they hear something, I just let the cards lay where they fall. So as far as I'm concerned, who their mother is, the decisions that she makes, she's gonna have to explain that to her kids when they get older. They
Okay.
start asking questions. But for me, uh, if my girl that I'm with now, if she kicking ha and with her ex, it doesn't bother me because I'm secure enough within myself to be able to handle it
Okay.
because I know that she's with me, and
Mm.
as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, then I don't worry about what kind of conversations that they're having on the phone. But
Right.
that's not of my
Okay.
concern. That's her
Right.
business, and I just take care of my business and do what I'm supposed to do, and then we're gonna be
Okay.
good.
All right. The Don, what do you think about it? If you was dating a person with a child and
Mhm.
their relationship with his baby mama was too friendly, how would it worry you or anything like that?
Well, if I was in that position, I would desire them to have a better relationship, a good relationship, right? So
Mhm.
having that would make me feel better because that brings that more symmetry through the family unit and things like that. But as long as they're just not like kicking high through like the relationship hours, I call it relationship hours, like after 10. That just means after 10, it's gonna be like, hold on, like how long is it, what's going on? But as long as it's before 10, we're good. I don't care what they're talking
Look,
about.
those after 10 last no be too giggling,
After
those
10,
after 10 like, oh, hold up, that
Stop.
that that ain't that funny now.
yeah, like it's never that funny after 10 p.m. Really 9, but I'm giving you that hour to, do what you gotta do. But yeah, that's
Okay,
me.
I'm gonna ask Deshaun Martin, this question before we lead into our second topic, and our second topic is kind of juicy, but we
Nah,
go.
I don't have no comment on that one.
Oh, you don't have no comment on that one.
I don't have no comment on that one.
What's going
Oh.
on? What's going on? Come on, man. We need to give a comment. Some comment.
Why you don't have no comment?
Cause I'm tipsy right now.
That's
Oh, okay.
good though. You might be telling the truth.
Yeah, he might be telling the truth
You
too.
might no tails.
So,
Look,
okay, I got a question for y'all. So, this is a question that was on Twitter, and the question was, can your spouse have an opposite sex best friend?
can I go first?
Go ahead, go
Oh, now
ahead.
you want to talk.
Now you want to
Only
talk?
way, only way my spouse can have an opposite best friend if I'm that nigga friend too. If
Hey.
I'm not
Mm,
his friend, no, we not going for none of that. Cause then when we be having issues, you get what I'm saying, and she been to him, and then it's some more. You get what I'm saying?
hmm.
Well, it
Okay,
really don't even matter. It really don't even matter, especially these days, especially with my generation, the younger people. They
okay. So,
they gonna
so
try
I'm
to get
I'm I'm
in.
gonna let the men speak first, and I want the women to rebuttal this and see what they think. Phineas, it's on you. What you think?
No, I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's healthy. I've been the friend far too many times, and I know what hurt women in a relationship. They feel neglected. They go to their friend, and then what happens is they have sex with their friends. They'll call your brother and sleep. It's it's no. I don't think it's a good. And I'm sure it happens the other way around as well. But no, I think if you're gonna have a meaningful relationship, I think that's just a setup for failure.
Okay. Uh, Eric, Kurt, what you think about it?
To some degree, I agree with Phineas. I think it's very unhealthy. I've been both guys. I've been in a situation where I was the friend and the person's coming to me, and I've been in a situation to where I was married and my wife had a male best friend, and that didn't turn out too well. You know,
Mm,
without saying a whole bunch of details, it just didn't work out. I think that if you're going to have a successful relationship, then you kind of have to have any males. If you're a woman, you kind of have to have the males in your life to kind of take a back seat because your man should be your male friend. So
mm,
if you have any male friends that are the best of them, then it should be the guy that you win. So I think that it becomes a real dangerous territory when you're going through situations and they're trying to find somebody to confide in for her to have somebody that's a man, because not all men have the best intentions, and
right.
sometimes men take advantage of women when they're vulnerable, and sometimes they don't even realize that you know his intentions are bad, and they're not in a good place, especially when they're vulnerable, and it becomes very, 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 very sketchy and unhealthy.
Eric,
Okay.
also, I think sometimes women have that. And you can tell a lot about
Yeah,
a woman and her friendship is that the only male friends she has are people that she's sexually attracted to. They're usually backup plans. They're usually friends that are there for the backup. If you mess up, I'm calling my friend that I'm already attracted to and I feel this relationship with. If you mess up, that's what it is. So a lot of times women have the bad intentions.
So I'm gonna go to the Don, and I'm gonna save the best for last exclusive. I'm gonna save you for last. So, Don, what do you think about it?
I'm
Far as also for a woman, give me the woman aspect for you having a male best friend, and
Yeah.
also the site on your significant other having a female best friend.
Right. And that's actually how I was going to break it down. So the first scenario is, you being the one with the best friend as a woman. It does not
Mm-hmm.
go well because for women, we fall in love with our best friend. You know what I'm saying? We want that. You like, I want to fall in love with someone who I was friends with first. But sometimes even if you have like a friend and that's how y'all started off, eventually throughout the years, it's going like 5+ years, that woman starts to have feelings for the man. She starts to say, he's like, we're so compatible in this way, in this way, in this way. And she starts turning those friendship feelings into relationship feelings. By even just organically, whether it's malicious or not. So you just got to be mindful of that, especially when you're about to get in a relationship and things like that. But the vice versa, because I've never been the one to have a male best friend, because I cut that stuff off, especially because I'm always in a relationship, so I don't believe in that. But I was in a relationship with a guy who had a girl best friend. I was not intimidated by that, but I knew just from a woman perspective that she started competing with me. She wanted to be his
Mm-hmm.
number. I'm not with that. Like, I'm the number one. I'm his girl. I'm his woman. And we're gonna have an issue every time you feel like you're the number one, or you feel like I was here first, I knew him longer, all that crap. It starts to become an issue with the woman and the best friend because she wants to be his number one. So that's why it's always a bad thing if you're in a relationship.
Exclusive. So, what you think?
I think that we are, or for me, I think we're using two terms and putting them in the same category. I absolutely
Okay.
believe the difference between having a friend and having a confidant. I feel
Mm,
I have male friends. I'm not attracted to them whatsoever. I don't give a
mm-hmm.
what they do. We just ain't, you know what I mean? But I can chop it up with you. We can like each other's post on Facebook. You probably live in East Bumblefuck Jablip somewhere, excuse me. But you
Mm-hmm.
probably, I don't care. You feel what I'm saying? I
Either
also believe
it's
that
best friend or exclusive best friend.
that's
That's the topic. Let's get that
so
clear. It's best friend.
I'm
That's
just I'm just saying, because I
Okay.
feel like I can have more. I have a female best friend. I don't have a male best friend. Um, but I do have males that'll come to me and say, "Hey, yo, I trust your opinion because you got a little bit of wisdom."
Mm-hmm.
And I will give that opinion, but I give that opinion unbiasedly. Bring because I was getting ready to segue from somebody who said it, who mentioned it earlier. I also feel like this has to be a person that's friends with both me and my man, because
Mm,
if I can't talk to you in front of them, then automatically it's looked at like we're keeping something secret.
mm-hmm.
I don't want to make her insecure because I don't want to have to bop nobody, and I don't want to feel like she got to bop me. So I feel like it should be something where we're all introduced to this.
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely feel like once it crosses over into confidant, then you absolutely open up because you have to be vulnerable to confide in someone. So you absolutely open the door for feelings and comfort and relationship. And it also depends on the intentions of the opposite person. If they're trying to find a way to get in there so that they can take the place of the position of who you're confiding in them with, against, or on the opposite side, then they're absolutely going to manipulate that in their favor. But definitely a difference between a best friend and a confidant. When you mix the two, I think it's absolutely an ingredient for slip up.
Okay, so you know what I gotta say this, man. I gotta be. I live on a different planet than some of these people on Earth, because honestly, like when it goes into like women having male best friends, I'm like, I don't trust that because me, I don't know how everybody else think. I think different from most people, but like in the back of my mind, I'd be like, if I'm attracted to my friend, like you, I'll hit you, like like really, like like that's why I'm saying like male best friends, like
Yeah.
unless my thing is if I already had sex with the person, then yeah, I can be friends with you because it's not in the back of my mind because I already hit you. So it's like I that's not even in my mind no more. It's because we already did that. We best friends, we cool, we can chop it up by anything. That's not in the back of my mind no more. But if I'm attracted to you and we best friends, like in the back of my mind, like yeah, if she throw me the pussy 9 out of 10, I'll probably hit you know. But but if I'm not attracted to her, then yeah, we could be best friends. We could be cool. Like I look, I ain't got nothing against that. We cool, but that's
So
why I'm
so
saying
so TK, you saying if the nigga was ugly, that nigga can be your wife's best friend
That's facts though.
because your wife not
no, but
attracted to him.
That's facts.
yeah, if my wife is not attracted to him, hell yeah, that
That's
could be your best friend. Cause I
facts.
know damn well you ain't gonna sleep with him.
Man, you must not know. Ugly niggas be fucking too.
Yeah, man. They
Who
done spend so many years
Look,
they
who said
spend so
boys?
many years
Man,
building
he
a
finna
relationship.
butter her up, boy.
so and
Crazy.
see, and that's what I'm saying. Even the ugly
Oh my
dude,
goodness.
he be slow walking women. They be slow walking women for years and years and years until
Oh
they
yeah.
finally get their moment. So
He played the game.
my question is,
You
if in
still
the back, if my question is to the women, if y'all throw your male best friend the coop note, we're gonna say the coop note, you know, and he take the coop note, that's not your friend.
oh yeah, for sure. I
I
Yeah,
mean, can
that's
can we
right.
can we agree with that? If
100.
you throw your best, he's supposed to be your best friend, and you throw him the kook noodle and he take it. Is that really your best friend?
Nope.
Not if
Nah,
he
nah.
That's a disaster.
somebody else, because at that point he's now doing what Don said, which is becoming my nigga's competition. May the
Mm-hmm.
best,
Yeah.
but I'm not that guy. I'm just I don't
I
have
feel
to.
I'm listening. I feel
I'm
like
not him.
2023. No, I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna mute my mic.
I'm done. That was it. That was the statement. That's it. That's the post. I don't
Yeah,
have to.
I agree. I agree with what's your name, Miss Exclusive. I agree with what she said. Like people get it misconstrued between the two. You got the best friend, then you got the I don't know what she said. I don't
Company.
know the name of that. Yeah, yeah, but
He said
like
that's
that was
it.
Words.
that was a perfect example on what she gave. Other than that, like I agree with what she said because this 2023, like you gonna have like some women don't even get along with females these days. You get what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like she gave you just back in your days, you got history, so that's where your insecurities come in, and because you just admitted that you can't even be a best friend to nobody unless you knock her down. You ain't no best friend.
I'm
Like,
not
But
like it like
I don't think
like
it's
I'm not.
I don't
like
think it's an
like
insecurity.
look you see
Bro.
he trying to do little shots. I'm gonna have to drop people because I have to have moderators in here to drop people that come up here asking crazy questions. But no, like on reality, like the reason why I can still be your best friend and everything, but in the back of my mind is like shit. If she throw me the pussy, I'm it. But I'm gonna still be your best friend. I'm not thinking about having sex with you at all. That's
Well,
not my thought process in a friendship. I'm just
well,
saying
in the
if I have
position that you're in, TK, you have no choice but to be a best friend at this
look,
point.
I'm talking about hypothetically. I'm not talking like my current situation. I'm talking like if I wasn't involved with anyone like that. That's
Oh,
how I'm
well,
talking. I'm not talking about like this is the marriage TK whatever. I'm talking about like my past, who I was back then. You understand? My mindset
yeah.
of being if I was single, having a best friend and stuff. These would be my thought process. Now,
Oh, well,
if you want to if you want to hear the married version, now the married version is a lot different. So I'm just giving you, if hypothetically TK was single, this was and he was a male best friend, this was his thought process would be. Because a lot of times, like some of these male best friends, they are single, you know, they are
Man, I
single.
every girl that called me brother or friend or big head all slept with me. Every one of them.
Big
Look, see,
Every single woman that called me brother or friend or something like that while in a relationship came over to my house to have sex with me.
tell them, fan,
Not,
especially big heads. All the big heads. That's the one.
If
so
your girl texts somebody, hey you, she fucking them or she's about to fuck them. That's just what that is.
Yeah.
so so I need to look for the hey yous.
Hey,
Yeah, the
you.
hey you, the big heads, the brothers. Yeah, she's fucking.
So now we got to go through phone.
Nah, you ain't got to go through nothing. You could be in the other room and just hear her. Hey, you. She don't talk to a girl like that. She don't talk to a girl like that. Nah,
see,
So
I think
okay, so
so.
so let's hear from the women. So will you allow your men to have a female best friend? If you let's say you're married, can your husband have a female best friend?
Nope. I'm sorry. Nope.
what?
Nope.
Is she married or she
Huh?
single?
She married too.
That's
She's
the point.
single.
It,
She's
it
single.
really like this
It really don't
2023. It
matter.
really don't matter. Like
I, um,
it. This
no.
ain't back in the day no more. Like,
Well, okay. So then
I
here's
think
my
today is worse.
I can text people, hey, what's good? But my upbringing was a little bit different. I've never been a female who was friends with a lot of females. A lot of my characteristics, a lot of my character, a lot of my stature is a little bit too strong for average young minded or catty minded females. I don't like it.
Mhm.
So I find a little bit more structure, mm, a little bit more in with males. So
Mhm.
I tend to get along with males easier than I get along with females. I kind of blended in that.
I,
And
I do.
I was in the
I'm a
street, part of the hustle and flow.
tomboy.
So
Oh,
I blended in for
100.
safety. You know what I mean? Like when I was running the street, I blended in with the niggas to keep them from trying to sleep with me because they saw me as one of the fellas.
Mm.
Before
It's
this,
still fucking.
and they saw me as one of the girls, the whole crew was trying to hit. I didn't want that. So there was a part of me that became slightly masculine or mannish in some of my structure so that I could survive during the hustle and flow.
Mm.
Every dude that I know is absolutely not a nigga I'm going to hit or lay with because just ill. I know what you do with to your wife or to your girlfriend behind closed doors because I am the person that you confide in or you can
So can I ask you a question?
right.
So for the ladies, if you had a attractive best friend, do you think sleeping with him is in the back of your mind or anything like that?
Oh
If
God,
you're attracted to him?
why are you doing this, bro?
Because I mean, it's easy if you don't have if he's unattractive, then you're not attracted to him. But what happens if your best friend you're attracted to?
God. Well, okay,
Yeah.
I would say this, like when I'm in a relationship, I don't look at no dudes. Like that's just me. Cause I just like I'm so one track minded when I'm in a relationship. Nothing you can put Michael B. Jordan, like you know how I did that test. You put Michael B. Jordan in front of me, I would not look at him like I want to sleep with him. But like if you're not like say prior to the relationship, now if I had a friend that was attractive, yes, it would go through my mind. Yes. That's just confession time. You know what I'm saying?
So
But if I'm
basically, what you're saying is Michael B. Jordan can get it.
prior to the relationship, yes. Prior.
Gotcha. All right.
Prior. But yes, you're
So
right. So
what if your relationship was kind of rocky and you don't know if it's gonna stand the test of time and
that one too,
Michael
like
B.
okay,
Jordan
so
come up be like, look,
yeah, like yeah, that if I'm dating and I don't know if
Yeah,
it's gonna
backup plan. A
time,
backup plan. That's what
a
he a
backup
friend
plan,
for.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
backup plan.
Plan B.
most
Yeah.
definitely.
Plan
so
B.
y'all it's safe to say y'all women have backup plans.
Oh yeah, like I
Mm,
What I have is an exit plan. It ain't a backup. I'm out.
okay.
and
Oh,
that
okay.
well we can rephrase it like that, but it's still a yes, yes.
And I
Mm,
think that the word attract literally kind of explains, or it kind of gives manifestation to itself. In order for you to be attracted to someone, you guys have to do this. Otherwise, it's not called attraction. By definition, it is something else. So if you continue to draw yourself into somebody, then ultimately you will end up that way.
Mm.
Does that,
Okay.
I mean, but not to negate anything you're saying, but does that kind of like go with the whole best friend thing, like with the question, like
If
if
best
you
friend becomes a
friend long,
confidant, yeah.
y'all keep attracting as far as like compatibility, and just y'all keep getting closer, eventually the bedroom, right?
I feel like once you cross over from best friend to confidant, yeah,
What's
because
the
that person you crying on their shoulders, you
yep.
tell them all about what you want when you grow up and who you want him to be. And according to TK, if he's listening to it and trying to figure out his entryway into the coochie coupon, he's going to now transform, and women do it too. Women do it too,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
manipulatively. If I listen to everything that you feel like you missing, and I become that, then I am trying to draw you into me. You've now passed that confidant, that best friend, and now I'm trying to be replacement.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And see, look, like I tell my wife, like she have a male best friend, and I told her like, look, he got to meet me. He ain't your best friend until he meet me. Until
Yeah.
he sit down and talk to me, he ain't your best friend because my wife is fine. So any nigga that say, "Oh, I'm her best friend," like, nah, nigga,
Yeah. Yeah. Nah.
mm-mm, uh, we ain't doing that.
Period.
What you her best? And thing is, I have questions to ask, like, why you her best friend?
Ooh.
Like
Yeah.
that
What do you
those
want?
are some good ass questions to ask.
Hey,
Like,
I'm gonna do that.
so what makes you her best friend? Why are you her best friend?
I'm gonna do that next time. I swear to
You
God.
know, I need these answers and stuff like that. You don't think these legitimate answers that you have to ask someone? Like, just say exclusively, you was married and your husband said he had a female best friend. Wouldn't that be a good question? Like, why are you his best friend?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, are
And
you
then
willing? Go ahead,
yeah,
Finn.
yeah, and then you gotta look at it in value, and then ask yourself that too. Like, what do you give each other?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you actually give you? What are you getting from talking to this person? Is he financially supporting you? Is it just the friendship? Does it go beyond to a certain level? And then you have to look at it at I mean, and if you're in a relationship, that's where the conflict's gonna come out. Because if I'm in a relationship with you and you're calling this dude at 2 o'clock in the morning asking for money to help pay the bills, we got a problem. That's no
Right.
longer a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So I want to ask a question to, I guess, to the panel then. So like if you're in a relationship but you have a best friend, right? So like that's a great way to put it, because like what does the best friend give you that you don't get in your relationship? You see what I'm saying? Like
Right.
because like financial, like he said, I'm doing that. I'm helping, like even as a woman. Oh, you got asked for another woman for money? I'm supposed to be doing that. Confidant, like I'm supposed to be a confidant, number one. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
supposed to, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We all the other stuff. So what does the best friend give you that you don't
Mm-hmm.
get in a relationship?
Mm. I mean, that's why I said that's a good
That's
question.
why I put an X on it. Like, because
I,
what
Look,
I don't get you.
and look, my thing is, look, like I told my wife, I'm like, look, I'm cool with you having a male best friend, but he has to do what I'm willing to do. Like, if you're out with him, y'all hanging out, is he willing to risk his life to save you, protect you? And if not, if he's not willing to risk his life to protect you, then you don't need him as a friend. No, I
but see,
read.
You
I can't
can't
look. I
wait
can't. Hold on for a
out.
second.
hold on, what you
Go
just did,
ahead.
I'm gonna tell you where you fucked up at right there. Where you
Go
just
ahead.
fucked up at right there is you put that man in a relationship place. Why the fuck would he risk his life for somebody that ain't being a wife to him?
Thank
No,
you.
what you
No,
did, you
listen,
just
listen,
put him,
listen, listen.
you just
Okay,
put him
listen.
in a position to be in a
I have to
relationship.
I have stuff to
That's the
back up my saying because the definition of the Bible, uh, I have to find what chapter and verse this is, but he said, the Messiah, he was saying, "I for my friends, and I call you friend."
No,
If
it
if
says,
they, it,
that
and the
greatest
thing is,
greatest form of love is somebody who lays down their life for a friend.
right.
Okay,
So
but
my thing is,
but
if
would
he's
your
not
wife
willing
would
to,
your wife put her life on the line for her best friend? Would your life take a
no,
bullet for her best friend?
no.
Well, then
So
that
And
ain't.
that's why,
That's
that's not her best friend because no, you're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's where it gets to a point. I use like a biblical text to reference that. Like, if you're not willing to lay down in your life for your friend, then that's not your friend.
Right.
You know,
But then
if
I got another problem with that, TK.
go ahead.
Because then 'cause we're talking about love, right? Because that's what the
Mm-hmm.
verse is about. No greater
Mm-hmm.
love that a man would lay down his life for his friend. So
Mm-hmm.
if her best friend, they love each other that much,
Agape.
then you got a problem.
Thank
yep.
No,
You got
not necessarily.
oh yeah, you
Because
got a problem.
you.
no. Let me say this, because
That's some deep
being
love.
in loving someone and being in love with someone is totally two different things. Like, just like if me and Finn was out, and someone had a gun and I see him point the gun at him, I'll try to push him out the way.
Okay, but
Yeah.
y'all two dudes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that if it was a woman, if I knew her for a long time, we were friends and stuff like that, like, I will push out the way. Like,
Yeah, push out the
and
way
that
is
is a friend.
different.
I'm not gonna risk my life to someone that I don't have feelings or care about.
Pushing out the way is different than jumping in front of the bullet.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, you pushing them out the way, you taking the place of, if they was aiming a gun at you, you pushing them away, you taking the place of where they was at. So you putting your life in
No,
danger.
I can push with my hands. I don't need to trade places with somebody to get them out the way. Uh,
Mm.
But I mean, you putting yourself more at risk to trying to protect them. That's the point I'm trying to get. Because you pushing them out the way, you still leave you vulnerable.
mhm.
So, but my thing is, like, friendship, like, that's what I'm saying, like, friends, true friends. Like, I'm not opposed to her having a male best friend, but I have to know that if she's with you, she's protected. Like, if my brother, like, you have to become my brother in a sense,
Nah, see,
you
I
know.
think what I think you're doing, and I think that's where a lot of friendships get misconstrued, is women, even in friendship levels, put their male friends into a relationship man place. And so it's like, I'm out with a man, so he needs to protect me and he needs to do the no, that's not his job. That is not his job. He's your friend. If
Yeah.
you go out and you start slapping dudes at the bar, man, you might just get your ass whooped tonight fucking with me, because I'm not getting jumped by these 12 dudes because you running your mouth.
Right. Where your man
But
at?
Yeah,
but
where
Where
you
that's different. If she calls it, so I'm saying, if you was out with one of your female friends and she was in danger, you'll walk away and let her be in danger.
No,
no, you
but I
right.
don't
Hell
think I would
no.
do that. I don't think I
Hey,
would do that with it, whether it's male or female, whether it was a man or a woman, and somebody's in danger, and I care about that person. I think I would put myself in more of a position.
Okay, so but would you do that for a person you don't know?
Yes,
No. What? You
yes,
know
I've
you
walked
don't
into
know,
situations where I seen somebody
but
being
won't risk your life for somebody you know.
the what?
I'm asking Finn. He would risk his life for a person that he doesn't know, but won't risk his life for a person he knows.
No, I said I do both. I said I've done both. I said if I'm out with somebody and I'm in a position and I'm able to protect that person. I've been out in places where I seen somebody getting pistols pulled out on them, and I stopped that situation from happening. I didn't know them from nobody, but I stopped that situation from happening, and I put myself at risk doing it. It's just something when you get older and you've been through stuff, you have that compassion and you have that empathy, and you
Yeah.
don't want to go left. And sometimes
Okay,
you have to walk away from it, and sometimes you have to be like, no, somebody can stop this.
okay. So let's say I'm gonna throw a wrench in this real quick. So let's say, if, just say hypothetically, you was in a situation where a person, you see they got a gun up on them, you don't know them from a can of paint, and you so happily to walk into the scene. So now you involved because you're a witness now, and the gunman asks you, look, if you walk away right now and act like nothing happened, I'll let you live. Are you
I'm
gonna
finna
walk
walk
away?
away. I got kids to go to. Yes.
Oh
Are
God.
you gonna walk away, or you gonna stand there and try to save
I'm
them?
gonna walk like I ain't seen nothing, but I'm gonna go tell it. But I'm gonna walk away. I got kids. I'm not gonna jeopardize my life and me raising my kids for somebody I don't know. Like, nah, we're not gonna do that.
Okay, Finn, what you think about that?
I, don't- I I've been in both situations. I've stepped up. I've put myself in that situation. Like, nah, this is not going down. And yeah, I've been in very dangerous situations like that. And then there are times where I'm like, shit, this ain't my fucking fight. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
because nine
But
times out of ten,
but usually it has to do with the context of it. If I see
yeah,
somebody, if I see somebody being aggressive, if I'm out with you and you starting shit with everybody, yeah, you probably going to face some consequences, cuz.
yeah,
Uh, but if I see some old frail dude sitting at the park by himself and a group of people come up and start whooping him, I'm probably gonna help.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. No, I ain't gonna do nothing.
Okay, Eric, the question's on you. If a
Answer
person,
this honestly, Eric. You look like you don't get into
Oh,
no
I'm an honest fella.
altercations.
Oh no, that's
I
so
always keep it 100.
that Mister
so
One.
Yeah,
if you walked into the alley and a person gun on someone that you didn't know, and you just became a witness about a crime, he tell you, look, if you walk away, act like nothing happened, I'll let you live. Or will you stay and try to save that person?
That's a real tough situation, but I'm probably gonna do everything that I can to save that person. And if it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
Like I said,
I'm gonna
Okay.
get it.
it depends on the
What would
Okay,
you
so
situation.
do?
okay, so I'm not gonna hold you. Now I love people, but at the same time, I can't risk my life for someone that I don't know. Now, if I can get away and try to tell someone and say my, because self preservation is first
Yeah,
key of
yeah,
everything. It's self
Well,
preservation.
I'm gonna say this, TK. I was involved in a situation in my early 20s where I went somewhere and I was there by myself and I was invited, but the person that invited me didn't show up. So when I got there, the people that were there, they didn't want me there. But before they decided they didn't want me there, they wanted to do some harm to me. And it was a dude that I did not know from nobody that stood in front of me and six other dudes and allowed me to lead.
Mm.
So sometimes you gotta sometimes you gotta pay it forward. And I owe a debt, and if I walk into a situation where I get a chance to stop something from happening for somebody else, then somebody did it for me, you know? And I think that there is a situation where you kind of identify with the context. But as a grown man, if I see something that I can do something about, then I'm gonna do something. So that's where I stand with that.
yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, that's respected. I'm not gonna hold you. That's respected. With
yeah.
me,
That for real.
I
Me,
I had to look. I had to think about the bigger picture about my life. You understand?
my
If it's a
family.
person that I don't know from a campaign, I don't know what that person did to cause this, or what situation that he put himself into for this to transactions to happen. But I have to think about, okay, I'm my only household support. If I'm taken from this world, where would they put them at? So I have to think about my family first. What they gonna think. I'm not what they gonna think, but what they gonna do if I'm not here. How hard will them for them to get back right. You know what would my sacrificing my life do to them and everybody around me. So I got to think about, okay, I really don't know this person. Whatever happened to you, let me get away and I'm gonna pray. If me getting to the authorities at the right time and they coming in and try to save you, then that's the most high work. But
Okay.
I have to say my own self first. For let me know I can get away. Let me go ahead and get away, and let me go tell someone what's going on around the corner. try to help the situation, because me by myself, I maybe not help the situation. But if I go around the corner, get like 6 or 7 people to come around the corner, like, hey, what you doing? Maybe it can scare him off and he can run away. You never know. There's different scenarios that can possibly happen in that case. But for me, I would have to, okay, what can I do to save my life in order to save this person's life? Because me trying to wrestle with that person or trying to stop them from shooting them and I get shot. And
But
that's
see, a
just
lot of
like,
times,
okay,
but TK, a lot of I think what you're doing is you live in a you're coming from a place of fear, like that's the only outcome. I've
no,
been in
I'm not
situations.
saying
No,
that.
no,
I'm
hold
not
on,
saying
hold
that's the only outcome.
on. Let me finish my thought though. But the
Yeah,
way
go
you're
ahead.
talking, that's how it sounds. And so, if the only outcome is this person's getting shot, and if I get involved, I'm getting shot too. Yeah, I don't know, but that's not the way that my mind's thinking when I get into it. I can I can negotiate, man. It's that there are ways to de-escalate situations. There are ways to get involved that don't leave you at risk of death immediately. That can put a stop to a situation. There are ways, and I've been in this. I've had guns pointed to my face within the last 5 years because they were trying to fight somebody else, and I got involved and I stepped in between it. And guess what? Everybody went home. No laws were called. No police showed up. Nobody went to jail. Nobody got shot. We all went home that night.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how my mind works. My mind works like probably like 10 times faster than a lot of people. See, so when I'm in a situation, thoughts constantly come through my head. The situation. Okay, if I stay here, try to convince him to say not shoot this person or not kill this person, there's still a possibility that I might die. He might
Yeah,
like,
there's a
well, hold on, listen. So my thing, my these possibilities are going through my head. So I try to think about, okay, what is the best scenario for me to save my life as well. So if he's telling me, okay, go ahead and leave, and I'll let you leave, that's 100%. That's 100% me knowing that I'm gonna live. That's not 100% me knowing that if I try to talk this man down for shooting this person, that I still may survive and get out of that situation. So no, that's not a good gamble for me. That's like a 50-50 gamble. I'd rather take the 100%
I
safe
mean,
route.
in that situation, it could be a 50-50 gamble. He could just be telling you that so you turn your back, and so he could put one in the back of your head. You never know. So
I mean,
yeah,
you like look, you never know, but I would rather take the for sure. But I mean, like I said, this is a person that you don't know. Now, it's a little bit different from a person that you do know because like it's an
Yeah.
emotional tie to that person. So, and that's what makes it different, the emotional tie you have with that person that for me to say, oh no, I'm not going, you're gonna have to kill both of us. No, like it's just the emotional attachment. Now, a person that you don't know what that person did to get in that situation. You might not know what the person that did to get in that situation. That's your best friend. You don't know. But the thing is, like, would you sacrifice your life for a person you don't know, or sacrifice your life for a friend?
I mean, I see both sides because what Eric has spoke upon, like he went somewhere and he didn't know nobody, and the person that invited him, they didn't even show up, and a random
Mhm.
person came and saved him. So I can see where he's coming from as far as him saying like, yeah, I owe this to somebody, but as far as me, nah, like I ain't never been in that situation. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
In the one situation, nah, I just can't do it. I can't risk my life for somebody I don't know. I just
And
can't.
see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, for as a female friend, a female best friend for a male, like I have to know that my wife is not attracted to him. Then also I have to know if I'm not with her and you with her, you willing to protect her with your own life.
Yeah,
And if
but
if you not, if those are my those are my things that you have to do as a friend in order to be your friend. Now, if you're not willing to do those things to be your friend, then you're not a friend. I'm not gonna allow that. No.
yeah, like because as far as my friend,
Go ahead and
yeah,
Sluice.
like
Go ahead.
Let me throw a perspective in here that nobody's really saying. There,
Okay.
it depends on the person.
yeah,
You
Hmm.
have a whole military force that I don't know, not near one of these soldiers, but they're going off and being killed and being buried behind protecting us, and they don't know us from a can of paint. When
Mm-hmm.
you leave that case scenario to go get a police officer, you're asking a stranger to step into a situation with somebody he does not know, to defend somebody he does not know. And if you
Mm-hmm.
were on the other end of that gun and it was you in the alleyway and someone walked up, would you want them to at least attempt to make sure you got home to your family at the end of the night? Some
Mm-hmm.
people just have that bravery, that boldness, that selflessness built
Mm-hmm.
in. So I think that it doesn't depend on whether it's a friend or not a friend. It's who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Go
Oh, if
ahead,
you're built
Adon.
like that.
Baby, yeah, and so that's I'm glad she said that because it's a segue into what I was gonna say too. It's the other aspect too that no one's talking about is what did God put on your heart at that moment?
Mm.
So like when you're in that moment, because like that's why if you ask me that question, I'm a lady. I'm a lady first, so I mean typically we don't want to be in a dangerous situation. That's just not what we're gonna do by
Mm-hmm.
nature. But if you never know what was kind of written by your name, by your because we don't know how you're gonna die. If the way I was gonna go out is sacrificing myself for someone who was innocent, someone who was in trouble, someone who needed my help, I think that's honorable. And
Mm-hmm.
so if I was in that position, if I knew you or not, um, any amount of tussling or word exchange or anything like that could help the situation, and he could probably get free, and my life could be at risk. But if that's what God wanted me to do, and that was the vessel for that, I think that's totally fine. But you don't know until you're in that situation. No one knows. But if you're in that
Right.
situation and God said it's your time to do this, then you're gonna do it. That's just it.
Yeah. I mean, those are really hard scenarios that I threw out there. That's to the like going to the extreme. But but those
Yeah.
situations do actually do happen
Okay,
though.
okay. Let's bring the situation down a little bit then. Okay,
Okay.
if you in the you're in an apartment complex that you live at, and you hear your neighbors get into a loud fight, and it's just not calming down, and it's
Mm-hmm.
getting more and more, and you hear the kids screaming, and you hear bodies being thrown around, shit breaking. Would you go in and interject?
With your neighbor, and you know the neighbor? Do we know the neighbor, or he's just our neighbor?
Yeah, y'all met in passing.
I'm not
I mean, you're cordial. Your neighbor.
I mean,
I'm gonna
I
call
just
the
hope
police.
everybody carries legally these days. You get what I'm
Let-
saying? Because
No, but I'm
y'all
saying
never
so.
know
So
what y'all get into.
you know, in case of domestic violence going on, you can hear it. You hear the kids screaming. You hear the furniture breaking. You can't sleep. It's keeping you up. It's fucking your morning up for work in the morning.
Oh, I'm finna go
You
over there. I'm finna go over there and say something. But then again, like I say, like with these day and ages, like call the police because that's what they get paid to do. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Mhm.
They signed. They raised their right hand up and signed that oath on the. That's their job. Like she spoke with the as far as the army and stuff like that. Really, Americans, we bullies. We get into stuff that we ain't got no business getting into anyway. We bullies. We go try to take stuff. You get what I'm saying? So and again, they raised their right hand up and they signed up for that. That ain't what signed up my life to do. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it back home. But as far as like, if I see a woman getting beat on at the same time, like I'm gonna say something. I legally carry, so I can go into a situation and protect the person. But if I don't have no firearm, no, I'm finna. If I can call the police, I'm gonna call the police. I'm not. I didn't raise my right hand up to save somebody else's life.
But see,
Like,
that's kind of tricky though because I didn't see videos where
the
women
police
and that
get
guy
called
got
and then
into it
somebody
and the
jump
dude
on
jump
somebody's boat.
into it and they end up jumping the dude that tried to help. So
yeah.
I didn't see like crazy scenarios like that. So it's kind of hard to jump in somebody else mixing you not really knowing what's going on because that can be detrimental to yourself as well.
Even just
So
as far as family, like if you have, like for instance, you can have a sister, you can have a brother. You get what I'm gonna just use my scenario. I'm gonna just throw something out there. If my sister get into it with her husband, and it's a chance of them getting back together, kinfolk, don't call me about that if y'all know y'all gonna get back together. Because if I get involved, it's you get what I'm saying? So if y'all can de-escalate the situation, and I'm gonna talk to the husband too, you get her husband too. If y'all can de-escalate, and that's somebody that I know, but as far as neighbors and stuff like that, that's not my business. You get what I'm saying?
I'm
If
saying
Now,
I
you
ain't
if
close like
hold on. I'm asking. Let me ask a question. What you talk about? You talking about de-escalate? That's all I've said this whole time. I ain't say go in there, kick the door in, and start shooting people. I ain't say that. I
but
said try and get involved
and
to
sometimes
stop
the
the.
only way to de-escalate is call the police. Like, who are you? Police get knocked off trying to de-escalate the situation.
Well,
I'm
that's
not
because
finna do it.
the
You
police.
get what I'm
I don't
saying?
know if you
Like,
ever had the police called on you, but I'm from Dallas, Texas. I've had the police called on me. They don't de-escalate shit. They come in there and they antagonize. They make the situation
and they
worse
take
99%.
somebody.
Huh?
Yeah,
I never
but
call the
at the
police.
end of the day,
I've never called the
I'm from
police except
Dallas
on the
too.
police.
Yeah.
look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big advocate of calling the police. They have a job. Anything happen, they will be called and they will do their job. I'm not for all that. Like all that. They
Yeah.
get paid
Yeah,
to
a lot of folks
I'm not
provide the
going.
service. You know, the
call the
911 police here. Y'all heard? Hold on, let me look into this camera. TK the poet says yes. Call
So
the
what now?
police. Call the police. The
call
police
the
are your
Yeah,
friends.
police.
Like
appreciate
we
it.
love 12 because they keep you safe sometimes. Sometimes. I said sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes. But call 12. They get paid to do this. We don't get paid to do this.
Yeah, I'm not
They
finna
shoot
risk my
someone.
life.
They shoot someone and they get
Again,
but
going back to the whole thing of fear. You're looking at the worst case scenario. Okay, so like you brought up your sister and her husband. I'll bring
but
up
hold
my
on, hold,
sister.
hold on. I'm gonna bring up someone real quick.
Let me
He's a
finish this up.
legend. Oh,
My
go ahead,
sister,
go ahead.
my sister and her husband, they get physical. Usually it's my sister the one that starts it. So I'm not gonna go in there and fault him and whoop his ass because she's usually the one that's getting physical first. If I can de-escalate the situation, I will, but they always end up back together. I don't think they should, but it's not my place to tell them what to do. But if I'm able to say like, man, while I'm here, y'all not putting your hands on each other, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, and
Hey,
that's as far as because I know someone like this. But if I don't know them from a can of paint, I'm calling the police. You get what I'm
ho-
saying?
hold on, Montreal. I'm gonna have to drop you real quick. I'm gonna bring someone else
All
up.
right.
I appreciate you coming up and giving your piece on this topic. I appreciate you. Shout
All
out
right.
to Deshaun Martin. Shout out to you.
Hey,
All right.
shout out.
But I want to bring up a special person, a poetry legend. Game. He's one of the profound speakers, wordsmith, and also he been ducking the smoke. He been calling me out, but he been ducking the smoke. But I want to bring him up. Danny McFadden. We here. We
I
here.
appreciate the
Hey, what's
intro.
going on with you?
How's it
What's
going,
going on?
family? How
Good.
It's going
everybody
good,
doing?
going good. We just having no general topic, us posts up here, but just great content for us, these topics and stuff like that. So,
Now,
I want to
I do want to
provide.
add in. I want to hop in like double dutch on this one because I've been in that situation before where it was my cousin and her man, and I just moved in with my cousin. I had never stayed with anybody outside of my parents before I moved in. And when I walk in the house, it's tables flipped over, it's windows busted, doors. I mean, holes in the wall, everything. And I come in and immediately try to get him off of my cousin. And she was the one beating his ass. And I ended up trying to save him. And long story short, I learned from that lesson, if that's their dysfunction, because one thing is gonna happen, they together. They having sex with each other. I'm not helping him or her. So when they get back together, he's not my family. He looking at me sideways from now on. And really, that's their dysfunction. That's how they deal with each other. And I just learned, look, now if somebody screaming for help, I'ma help. Outside of that, I'm not in it.
And I
Right.
know that's a tough
Okay.
stance to take because the domestic violence ain't cool. It's not cool at all. I had a friend, I lost a friend to domestic violence. But
Mm.
if that's the situation that they're in and they're choosing to be in, now the minute she look at me for help, if she reach out and she say HEL, I'm on it. But outside of that, ain't really much I can do, man.
What about him? What if he asks you for help?
Same difference, same thing. If a guy's in there, he like, hey man, get her off me, whatever. I'm jumping right in. Outside of that, I'm ain't nothing I really can do. Because the only thing you're doing is you putting yourself in the middle of two strangers in situation, and people, we don't do that.
Right. Most definitely. Most definitely. So I got another question for you though. If you was married, I don't know if you married or not, but if you was married,
Uh,
hypothetically, would
I,
you allow
I tried to vex
your
this one.
wife? would would you allow your wife to have a
Yes,
male best friend?
yes, yes. Um, I feel like this. This is why I'm saying that because I sat there and I listened to the queen, and she was like, "Well, I don't." You really did contradict yourself, lady. I don't know what your name is, but you said right as soon as you said, "I don't do that. I don't cheat on my man, and when I'm with him, it's only him." But I think who did she say? Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan could get it, but that's not the same thing. That's you're saying two opposite things. But my thing is this: any woman really, if she want to cheat, she can get some from somewhere. If she, you know what I'm saying, if she really want to. Me saying like no dudes around and me trying to, I'm not stopping nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to do it, do it. So my philosophy is I let it. Listen, I'm cool because my friends ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I'm cool. I'm gonna let you have your friends. I'm gonna let you have your free time. I don't ask no questions. But when I catch you cheating and I can't trust you, it is a wrap. Never gonna. You're not getting that trust back. Once I can't trust you, it's done. Trust is fundamental for a relationship. And if I can't trust you, we're not going back over that bridge and be like, well, you can trust me this time. I thought I could trust you last time, baby. I can't trust you at all.
Look, and let me say this: like, I do have female friends, but far as me meeting up with them, hanging out with them, and having lunch and all this other stuff, I'm not gonna do that. Mm-mm. Like,
I would say not on a daily basis. I have some friends that I might meet up with and go have a drink with here and there. Um, but my woman is always, first of all, my woman is always invited. She's always
right,
welcome. But even
But
if
see,
she don't come or if they don't know each other, it's not a big deal. But I'm not gonna make that a thing that we go on Fridays and I got a homegirl that I go see every Friday and nah, we're not doing that.
right.
I think that just goes into respect. That just goes into respecting the relationship. So if you're being respectful of your relationship, you're not going to put yourself into a situation that it can go sideways. And so
Right.
when I'm saying it's dangerous to have a male best friend, I'm speaking in like what Exclusive said, the confidant, the one that when shit goes bad with me, she's going to another man to bitch about it. That's where it becomes the problem. That's where it
Hey,
becomes
go
the
ahead. It's
issue.
on you, Don.
Talk about it, Don.
Baby. Cool. I was like, wait a minute. When he said contradiction, I first of all I was like, nah, I was like, none of the women contradict themselves. But then when he said me, so you talked about the Michael B. Jordan. That was out of context because he talked about if you have a friend that's attractive. He said, do you have that in
Right,
Hmm.
your mind? And so because you took away from the two things I said earlier, I did say I don't have male best friends. I don't believe in those
Hmm.
things. Never have.
right.
If I was in a relationship, I don't look at other men. I said that too.
Hmm.
I've never, it doesn't matter. I said if Michael B. Jordan came in my way, I wouldn't look his way. I'm in a relationship. Now, if I was not in a relationship and I had an attractive best friend like Michael B. Jordan, I'm thinking, yeah, he could probably get it. Like, that's what I would say. So,
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. So you're right. It was taken out of context. But let me ask you a question then. If Michael B. Jordan was your friend, when you get it, because I'm not saying that this is not true, because I have friends that do this to me. But when you get in a relationship, then he's no longer your friend. Oh,
but all my male friends know that. They know, like, because remember I talked about the relationship hours. Like, if I can't talk to you after a certain time, I'm going to be laid up or whatever. So I'm already laying those things down, say, hey, I'm with someone. I don't, not only will he probably have a problem with that, but I have a problem with just how how close we are as as friends prior to this. So I'm in a relationship now. Our dynamic has to change, and that's a conversation I would have with that friend.
Okay, so I got a
And
question for you. I got hold on. I got a question. So let's say you had these male best friends before you got in this relationship, right? And
Hmm.
you get in this relationship, you tell your male best friend like, look, I'm in a relationship. We can't just be friends like that.
Automatically,
Okay, hold on. Okay,
you're
hold on.
doing it when
So just say you've been friends with this dude for like 10 years.
I don't
You
care. I don't because
hold on, hold
yeah,
on, hold on, hold on. And you've been friends with this person for 10 years. And you get in this relationship, the person you just know, y'all was talking for a couple months, then y'all started, getting a relationship. So the couple months that you've been in a relationship with this person outweigh those 10 years that you had with your friend.
I say yes because of the life that I'm building with that person. So it's like if we was at the prior to the relationship getting really really serious and I'm building a life with this person, and we were probably like hanging out every day, and we could like call each other, we could at the drop of a dime, if I say pull up, you pull up. Like those are the things I cannot do any further once I'm building a life with someone, because I'm got my priorities over here now. So I'm gonna let you
Mhm.
know, like, this is how I'm moving now. Like,
And you know what, Queen? I'm sorry. What is your name? I never got your name.
Adonis. Well, you can call me the
Adonis.
with the stage name, but it's
The Don. All right. You said the Don?
the Don. Yes,
The dude
Yeah.
that done.
The Don. The Don. And you know what, the
for
Don? Don, I'm gonna tell you this. I would typically say that does not sound realistic, but I'm gonna tell you at the same time it is very realistic because I've had friends do that to me. I've had female friends that I mean when I say we grew up, we was in the sandbox together. I know her middle name, her real name. I know what everybody call her. I know her mama. Like but we not cool like that because of that same thing. She got a man, she disappeared, her and her man break up, now she back around, and now and it's still my homegirl. We just never gonna be tight like how we never gonna be tight like that no more. But personally, I don't see why you have to change that up for somebody. Like if you love me and I love you, and me and you together, Don, and we like tight like that. I want to still have my friends and incorporate them in our life. I get what you're saying. I want to remove
so
temptation, but it's not a
can I
temptation
answer?
for me because I love my woman.
Hmm.
What you
So
about to say, Finn?
to answer that, you have boundaries set up in a relationship. You have boundaries, and so that the boundaries are set up. Like for me, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, these are the standards and the boundaries that I want in order to feel respected in this
Hmm.
relationship.
Okay.
In order for it to grow, in order for it to move forward, these are the boundaries that are set up, right? Uh, if those boundaries aren't being met, it's going to cause conflict. When the
mhm.
conflict comes in, the conflict is going to lead into the failing of the relationship. So if there's not the compromise and the willing to show that you're looking to build a future with that person, then it's not going to be fruitful in that. And so when the
Right.
relationship, I've had relationships with like TK. Me and TK have been friends for 23 years. We don't talk every day. I go years without seeing them, and I still consider them a good friend of mine. And so if I have a female friend and I'm in a relationship and I don't talk to her for 5 years, and then she's in town or whatever, or we meet up or whatever one time, it's not like I lost a friendship because they still a friend.
Right.
It's I'm respecting the boundaries of my relationship
Right.
because I want my relationship to be successful.
And that's the
So
perfect
do
boundary.
you think? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Queen.
No, no, you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so I was just saying that that's the perfect way to explain that is boundaries, because it's not saying that our relationship is not as strong. It's just saying we cannot do X amount of things like we used to do prior to being single. It's that. Back to McFan,
Yeah. So do you guys all think that having a opposite sex relationship or friendship is disrespectful to your relationship?
Me as a friend, so I'll chime in on this for a quick snippet. I feel like, or in my experience, once you and I are, we keep keying and laughing. You single, I'm single. I'm
Right.
already telling you that I'm feeling a dude. that's getting ready to potentially be my bae, or you already telling me that you messing with a shorty that may potentially be your boo. If I'm your friend, I'm going to back off. You don't have to ask me. It ain't a discussion we need to
Mhm.
have because I'm
Oh,
for you and she. I will
Mhm.
introduce myself if you give us the opportunity to meet. And then judging, of course, off that vibe, either we all gonna be cool or she'll
Mhm.
give that territory. Women know women, men know men. She'll give that territory on, I don't know, because y'all seem a little But me as a friend, I'm going to relationship the opportunity to grow without
I
me.
love Queen.
Already know I have a soul tied to you, whether it be sexual or non-sexual. Like you said, we played red light, green light in the sandbox, and so on and so forth. I already
Mhm.
know I have time. I already know
Mhm.
what your favorite things are, what you like, and how to get the draw you mind if that's what we decide to do. So, out of respect for your relationship, I would back off and allow you to introduce me into the situation of the both of you rather than trying to compete with your relationship. That's disrespectful.
I completely get you on that. But let me ask you, let's flip the script. Let's say you're in the relationship. How do you incorporate your friend, or do you excommunicate your friend from because of your relationship? Like, do you
I,
move your buddy completely out the scene, or do you bring him in and incorporate him?
I don't excommunicate him at all. The situation still stands. If I say to my friend, hey, I met a dude, number one, any friend of mine is going to be like, who that nigga, who all over there? I need to meet him. If you
Right.
about me, you trying to make sure that I'm not getting ready to get with no clown and be taken to the circus. You feel me? And as your friend,
That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
who is Shorty and who all over there, introduce us. Now, again, if she seems territorial or my man feels territorial, or it seemed like it's some National Geographics, it's a standoff, I already know it ain't gonna be no kumbaya. However,
Right.
my dude might be like, "Oh, your homeboy is mad cool. Invite him over." Da, 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 da. But me as a friend and anybody I would consider a friend would respect my relationship because they know our friendship has already been established. It ain't going
Mhm.
nowhere. If this nigga
Right.
don't work out, we'll be back on the horn while I'm telling you where he found fucked around and found out at. So
Right.
Mhm.
And,
I'm with you 100% on this. I'm with you a
but
thousand
also,
percent. Like everything you
Right.
just said resonates well with me.
okay,
Mhm.
so the relationship with a girl having a friend, a lot of the times that I ran into problems was the friend using that girl. He can't trip. We known each other for 10 years. He ain't got nothing to say, so they're overstepping the relationship
correct,
boundaries with using the amount of time that they have known. So they're trying
correct.
to use the amount of
That
time
you
and
allowed that.
y'all's friendship as leverage against the relationship and crossing
Yeah.
boundary lines. And so
And
when
when
But
So
you
see,
when
look,
you
nah,
you
nah.
allow the third
Yes.
party
And,
to do that, you allowed them to step to cross boundaries of your relationship. Another nigga is not going I don't care how long I knew you. Another nigga is not going to be able to step to my dude and compete with him behind me because I open my legs to, not you.
okay, I
but
got
see,
a
I've
right.
question.
also been
And
I've also been a
the friend
friend.
don't.
I've also been a friend that did that. When I was younger, I was a friend that did that. I had a homegirl. We were friends for, I mean, since she was 15, I was 16. And every little relationship she get in, I talk to him and be like, just let you know, I'd play that card. Just to let you know, I ain't going nowhere. I'm here and I'm more important. And every single fucking relationship failed. I was a teenager and I caused the conflict by playing that role wrong. And I wasn't being a good friend. I was being, like she said, territorial.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and see that's where it comes in at though. They like in the situations that you're giving me, both times that the dude being territorial and trying to fuck up the relationship, that's not a friend. And so, like, if no
But,
friend
but
is a
it's not just
friend,
but it's not just the dude. It's the woman allowing that boundary to be crossed. It's a woman saying, "Yes, he's my friend for 10 years. Why are you tripping? We're not fucking, but y'all are crossing the
Okay,
boundaries."
listen. Let me say this. Okay, even in that, like a person can have feelings for a person and slow walk them for years. they can have feelings for that person for years. And that woman, she might not know. Might be that naive where she
That's
think like
true.
this really my friend, and then she
Or it
don't
could be
think.
the woman that
And
has some
but
close.
hold on. But she don't realize why a lot of her relationship fails because she going to her best friend telling her all these stuff that's going on with her relationship, and he's in her ear like, look, I told you wasn't good. You know, you need a person that's gonna blah 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 blah, and putting all this stuff in the ear. And she think, oh, this best friend, he has my back. She listened to him. She taking his word as value because she been knowing him a lot longer than she ever been in a relationship with this person. So now she, like I said, with the woman being naive, she's not knowing that this person has been secretly crushing on her for years and years and years. And now, you know, and she realizes like, oh, my relationship failed because I've been taking his advice.
So
A
you
lot
have
of
to,
women,
you have to, like it. That means that you, to me, that sounds like okay. So me and I don't know. I just got to pick a person. Me and Michael
okay,
B.
go.
Jordan are friends
Okay.
years, and he's slow
Shout
walking.
out to Michael B. Jordan.
Ah,
Michael B. And
Well,
slow
he need to
or
come defend
no,
himself.
or let's pick an ugly. Let's pick somebody ugly. You feel what I'm saying?
shout out, man. Shout out.
If
I
you
love you.
it's still my decision at the end of the day whether or not I am or am not going to open my legs and invite you in.
Facts.
Still at
But
the end,
it's not even have to do nothing with sex.
it's my decision as
Oh,
male or female. If I come and shoot my shot at you, you can instantaneously shut me down. Hey, yo, that's disrespectful to my woman. So me and
yeah,
you got to cut off from right here. Or
right.
you was waiting for me to get ready to offer you that coochie coupon so you could cash it the fuck in. Now,
Right.
opposite
Right.
side of that, me as a female, I know if I'm slow walking you into trying to give you this coochie coupon,
Mm-hmm.
or you know if you're trying to give me the dick coupon. It is
Mm-hmm.
my decision at that choice. I mean, at that point, as to whether or not I'm going to respect your relationship enough to say, yeah, no, you can't come here, figuratively speaking, pun intended, or to send you on your motherfucking way.
Okay,
Because
I got a question for the ladies.
you might be slow
So
walking next shorty while you with me.
fact, what it is because, and that's why we get a lot of women to understand. Like, yeah, he's your best friend, but yeah, he ain't trying to have sex with you because he already having sex with Pamela and Rachel and all the whatever females he having sex with. So sex is really not on his mind. So you
Mm-hmm.
know he can be your best friend without trying to have sex with you. But when the opportunity comes, is he gonna reject it? That's on him. But see, but thing is, like, he can be your best friend for years because he's not thinking sex with you. But he is, if he find you attractive, it's in the back of his mind. But he's not trying to have sex with you because he already having sex with these different women. So yeah, he's slow walking you into it's the right opportunity.
How do you take advantage of the opportunity is ultimately what answers that question. What do you
Right.
do with opportunity when it presents yourself? Because only you have to answer for that at the end of your lifetime or at the end of the
Hmm.
day when it's just you, yourself, and I, or you, yourself, and your conscience. How do you resolve that? Because there's nothing that happens by circumstance. At the
Okay,
moment
so
that our
let's
I mean, you know what though? Just to say, as a man, I need my woman to get out my face sometimes. Anyway, like go hang out with your friends, go have brunch with them. We had brunch last weekend. Last night was a fight. I enjoyed my fight. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm about to go have
shout
fun with
out,
my friends.
shout
Are gonna
out.
enjoy my birthday. Like you know what I'm saying. So I need those times to me for me. I need those basketball. This this playoff season. I need my playoff days. And some days you can come sit up under me, but some days I want you to go have fun and come back and tell me what happened, girl. Girl, I was boy, I was with my girls and they said I want that story, but don't
Mhm.
sit up under me all the time anyway. Go find your friends.
but go
Look,
hang out
See,
with your girl.
that's how
You
we
didn't
talk
say
yeah,
out with all your niggas.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
about.
But see, you know,
That's
I'm
not
more prone to sending my wife to women. Go ahead, chill out with your homegirls and stuff. Here's a couple bucks. Go ahead and have a good time. Go chill. But if
And,
it's
and,
some
and
dudes,
truly,
no,
a single female friend is worse than a single dude that's in your inbox or your on your line anyway. And that
but
I know
see,
for a fact.
like now these days, like it's really hard to trust women and men because women like women and men like
That's
women. So it's like
that's what I'm
it's
saying. A
kind of
single female
so
friend, because she might be trying to fuck and she gonna be trying to get some dick and be like, oh, let's go holler at these niggas. It's worse if it's a single female friend.
Oh
so
man.
so it's kind of it's nowadays it's
See,
kind of like you never know. I'm more prone to her messing around with a chick instead of messing around with a dude. So you mess around with a female, like that's cool with me. Like, hey, do your thug this, throw in a good word for me. You know what I'm
Look like,
saying?
that's your
be careful what you wish for.
Look, throw in a good word for me for a second. You know what I'm saying? But
Man,
for for dudes, well, I'm not
yeah,
doing
So my,
that.
because of
I got a motto to live
period.
by, and that's just in a relationship, don't do anything to the other person that you would have a problem if they did to you.
Period.
And that's it.
Facts,
To
facts.
be respectful. So if I'm doing something and I know if she did it, it would bug me and irritate me, I can't operate like that. And if she's
Period.
moving like that, she doesn't change and compromise to know that it's crossing my boundaries, then we have to have that discussion or we have to part ways because that conflict is always going to be there, and you can't have a meaningful relationship if there's that conflict just brewing and never getting resolved.
Mhm.
Most definitely, most definitely. But we getting here to the 2 hour mark, and I appreciate y'all for staying on here. Hey, this was a good conversation. We need to have more conversations like this because we've been
Yeah.
on this for 2 hours. And I want to give a special shout out to McFadden. Hey, he been shooting shots at me. He
man,
been
these ain't
shooting
been no
Danny,
shots
shot.
at me.
These just been good
Hey,
Danny,
conversations, man.
I've been wanting to say,
hey, but
I've been wanting to say that
hey,
to you since I
So
read it,
wait, am
Danny.
I going to see him Friday night? Are you coming Friday night to spit something during after dark or no way? Now I'm
Um,
going. Oh,
no, I'm with that. I'm with that. As long as you
okay.
give me the info, I'm always on it.
okay.
TK, can you make sure this man has the info so he can pull up?
Most definitely.
Pull
Hey,
up.
we're doing poetry after dark on Fridays starting May 5th after 9:30. We say 9 o'clock? No, 9:30.
I think we said 9:30.
9 o'clock after 9 o'clock,
I think
9:30, 9:30. We'll figure it out. But it's poetry after dark, where we get your bars off, and we're just trying to build the poetry community, and get these bars off. And
Hey.
I haven't heard nothing from you.
Bro,
And Danny,
I sent you a link. Look, I just went live. I just sent you a link. What about a couple days ago?
Oh yeah. It was all right.
See,
I,
I
I,
wanted
I,
to say this
I,
to you. I wanted
I,
to say this to you, Danny.
I
that's
wouldn't.
hilarious.
Look. I wouldn't say anything about that. I would
don't
just
let him,
keep that under the.
sir.
But
Don't.
that's cool. I'll commend you for trying. But hey, but no,
Whatever,
come
bro.
on.
That's comedy right there. That's the funniest thing you done said this
Hey
whole
man,
show.
hey man. Hey, it was you tried your best, but just come. You tune in. And we see the best poets in the world. Cause Poetry Life have the best poets in the world. We are
It ain't
here.
nothing but space and opportunity. I can spit a couple bars right now.
Oh, okay. Let's go. We're here for it. What are you talking about?
I'm a beast. I'm a beast and there's a beast inside of me. Unless I'm writing a piece, there's no peace inside of me. My shit be like yeast. It rises in me. Elevate to my ears and say hi to me. Whispered word wisdom and confide in me like it was a diary inside of me. Niggas that saw what happened would have sworn I was a dragon the way I spit shit so fiery. So stop, drop, I'm on the roll. Like Shaman. I beg your pardon, but I got deadly jargon. In other words, I be killing shit. Grim Reaper, creative creature. The native speaker that a rape a speaker like a horny preacher, but trust me, niggas want none of this spoken Sandusky. See, my pen states that my ink pen will break college rules. That's what made me number one with these number twos in two different ways. Either when I'm creating compositions or when I'm shitting on competition. Either situation, my ass be spitting and my feces is beasties, so don't bother my slaw. But I'm the above average author of above average pieces. I soothe savage beasts when I speak this. My thesis, historically, I've been the nicest. When I write this, you can ask Leonidas, he'll say this. It's madness. I'm the monster under your mattress. I'm breathtaking, so asthma attackish. I'm so microphone McFanish that Even in Spanish, they say El Negro es mucho visto. I'm the likeness of hotness. The Incredible Hulk of poetical talk. I got that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde that I can barely hide inside because Mr. Hyde stopped hiding whenever I start writing. I'm word spinning. Rumpelstiltskin, put your children to bed. I'm a good nighter type of writer. Pen, pad, paper, no typewriter. I'm just a tighter writer. Michael Myers. So fire, I ignite a lighter like hippies from the 70s. Heavenly word gifted, equipped with exquisite lyrics, but don't get that shit twisted like dreadlocks. You couldn't duck these headshots. I got guns in my gums. That means I'm armed to the teeth for deadly speech. I'm a beast. The creep beneath your sheets. See, I don't even write on notebooks because niggas often sleep on sheets like they've been counting sheep for weeks. Go ahead and get a few winks. All right, I'm done. I'm done with that piece. But
Let's go.
yeah, Friday though. I'm there Friday.
Hey, that's fire.
Friday.
Appreciate it.
Fire, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate for spitting, man. That was fire, man.
that
What you
was
think about that, Pen?
That was dope as hell.
Yeah, I like
Appreciate it.
that was
All right.
good.
The word play was fire.
That's my
Thanks.
element.
I almost stopped about 4 times in the poem, but I'm like, the next line, I gotta say this. I gotta say this asthma line first, and then I'm gonna stop, and then But outside of that, though, man, I appreciate it.
Hey, Danny, I still
Man.
want to take this. You reek of fear.
That's hilarious. That's funny. Yeah, I'm a shit talker too. That's funny to me.
Look, that was fire, though, man. Hey, man, he's in Dallas, man. We would love for to participate in Portugal life, man.
Yeah,
Stop
man,
ducking and hiding.
I'm always
you been
down, man.
ready.
Long as the schedules match up, man. I'm good.
Right. He been ducking the smoke. He sent like I'm gonna tell y'all a story about how me and him became acquaintances and stuff like that. So I was on this portrait group and they was like, "Where's the Dallas? What are the poets in Dallas?" And I put a comment saying, I'm the best poet in Dallas.
So wait. Let me thumbnail that. So
Okay, go
he
ahead.
says, I'm in Dallas. I'm the best poet out here. So I have no idea what's going on. I get a call. And this from another cat I know. This dude I know from back at home. And dude's like, man, this cat talking crazy. He say he the best in Texas, man. Well, let's get him. I'm like, all right, well, let's hop on. Let me see. And so dude goes underneath your stat, underneath what you posted. He was like, I'm the best in Texas. And this cat just posted a rhyme underneath it. He just posted a rhyme. I was like, oh, well, ain't nothing else for me to say. It wasn't nothing else for me to say at that point because Tony had already said all he had to say. And it was actually a pretty nice, because dude can write. He's a writer. It was a pretty nice rhyme.
It was shaky, but we gonna digress.
But no, you can go ahead and finish. I was just saying, like, from my side, I didn't even know about this post at all. I get a phone call, like 911, like call me as soon as you get home, type of thing, and then I just hopped in.
Want to say hi to the people?
Hey.
Good night. But yeah, go ahead, continue, man.
But no, I was just saying that's where it came from my side. And so, long story short, we just got to going back and forth over who was the best. We said that we was gonna bet, and then he tried to turn the bet into something else because he don't want to bet. And outside of that, man, we just been cool ever since.
Look, he didn't want that smoke because I was gonna smoke him like a cheap cigarette. Like how about smoking like a cheap cigarette? Like he really like I heard. I'm like, what? That's what he thought he. Even that poem was nice, but
yeah, all right. All right,
but,
I ain't seen it done yet. I haven't seen the smoke me like a cigarette part yet.
But like
Not to
but
be so
like he like look, I am nice. I am TK the poet. You already know it, so you ain't got to quote it. If I spoke it, you already know what that means. You don't even have nothing nice like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have nothing nicer than my slogan. What are you talking about? Oh, you never do that. You know I'm the best, and the second best is being the human. He's my, he's second best under me, but I don't even think you can mess with being the human. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna keep it short.
So it don't matter.
Look, that's the champion right there. There's
Nigga,
the real smoke. He's the champion of Portugal life. Talk to him nice.
twice.
Two-time champion. Lodo, two-time champion.
Two
Let
times.
me say that. Two times.
Two
Not just one, but twice. They say it'd be good if if you can do it twice. He did it twice.
I'm a three-peat.
Look.
That's last time I seen that happen was the GOAT. That was Jordan.
Hey, next year,
Well, there we
look.
go.
Hey,
Right.
we might have another one this year. You never know. 2 in 1 year. I don't know. It's a possibility, but we can make that happen. But hey, like I said, Poetry Life, we got a lot of stuff going on. We are nothing but poets, speaking what we seen, what we saw, what we lived through. We are story writers, we love words. So, I'm not gonna hold you. That poem you spit was fire. I'm not gonna lie. I give credit when it's credit to do. It was fire. It was straight fire.
Appreciate it, man.
But let me tell you this. I'm too fire. Right in the next way. It's too fire. You just fire. I'm too fire.
you too fire.
I'm too
TK, he got the beat. That man said he got gums or guns. He's on to the.
I got guns in my gums. That means I'm on to the teeth for daily speech.
Yeah. That was
he,
fire. That was fire. I'm not.
Appreciate it.
Look, I'm gonna talk my ish because I am him. But I give credit when credit is due. That's fire.
Man, TK, the man was talking about a number 2 pencil on the paper, and then went from number 2 pencil and started talking shit. He went from number 2 to number 2. You ain't catch that shit though, TK.
You caught that line. I appreciate that.
It was fire. It was I'm not gonna lie. He had a lot of lines in there. Like he had a lot of lines in there. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah,
I'll probably have to hear that again. Yeah, we go ahead and end this, man. Next time we go live, hey, please come back on here. This is Poetry Life. We the fam, so you're welcome anytime, man.
Yeah, and anybody just send a friend request or Instagram. I go live once a week, so I just got off of my live. Matter of fact, so Microphone McFan, just find me.
Oh yeah, we gonna send that request in for sure. I'm definitely.
And that way you can invite me on Friday personally because I'll be there on Friday.
We definitely doing. We pulling up
already. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, so we out of here. I appreciate for y'all coming. Y'all know what it is. It's TkDaPoet. You already know, so you ain't got to quote it. And if I spoke it, you already know what that means. Yeah, we wrote it. We out of here. Porch Life exclusive. The Don, Eric, McFadden, Finn and Human. We here. We out.
Hey.
We out. Appreciate everybody for stepping out this time, but we here. We out.